Hello and welcome to Lesson 5. Are you ready to make your paintings leap off the canvas, both visually and physically? Adding texture is a powerful way to create depth, dimension, and intrigue in your paintings. If you've ever admired paintings with rough tree barks or flowing water or abstract layers that almost feel touchable, this lesson will show you how to achieve those effects. Today, we'll explore 3 essential tools: palette knives, sponges, and modeling paste, and use them to bring dynamic texture into your paintings. Let's unlock a new level of creativity here. Texture adds personality to your artwork, making it more engaging and tactile. Whether you want to mimic natural elements or create abstract layers, textures allow you to break free from the flat surfaces of the canvas and connect with your viewers on a sensory level. Texture is one of the most exciting elements of painting, adding dimensional depth and richness to your artwork. It's what gives you life to your canvas, making it feel tactile and engaging. Whether you want to create a rough, gritty feel or something soft and smooth, mastering different techniques can dramatically transform your pieces. Let's explore how you can create various textures using different techniques and materials. Now, 1. Palette knife. So what's the purpose of the palette knife? They are highly versatile tool that allows you to spread paint and create bold, dramatic textures. They are excellent for both broad strokes and fine detail. So how can we use it? So first, scoop a small amount of paint or modeling paste with the knife. Next, spread the medium across the canvas using a sweeping motion for large areas or for dabbling techniques for finer details. Next, experiment with the different angles and pressures to achieve varied texture effects. Now you can use palette knife to create thick textured flower petals or dynamic abstract patterns. Now going on to sponges. So sponges are ideal for creating soft organic textures like clouds, foliage, or subtle gradients in background. They allow for layering and creating depth without harsh lines. How can we use them? Dip the sponge in paint, ensuring not to oversaturate it. Then you can dab the sponge gently on the canvas, layering to build depth and texture. Next, you can experiment with different sponge textures. Now you can use sponges for creating textured backgrounds, blending edges, or adding softness to larger compositions. 3. Modeling paste. So modeling paste is a thicker, heavier medium compared to texture paste, making it ideal for creating bold sculpture effect. It is particularly useful for adding pronounced textures and building up 3D elements on the canvas. Now, you can use a palette knife to apply a thick layer of modeling paste directly onto the canvas. You can let the paste dry completely before painting over it. It enhances the 3D texture. Now, the key difference between the texture paste and the modeling paste is that texture paste is lightweight and subtle, and it's ideal for creating delicate textures and effects. Whereas modeling paste is dense and heavy, and it's best suited for bold sculptural detail. You can use modeling paste to create raised sculptural elements like a textured tree bark or build out detail areas that pop from the canvas. Next is stencils. So stencils are a fantastic way to add detailed, repeatable textures or patterns to your painting. They are especially useful for creating intricate shapes, letters, or designs that require precision. Now place the stencil on your canvas and secure it with painter's tape or hold it in place. Next, you can apply the paint using sponge or brush over the stencil, ensuring that the paint is not too thick. Now carefully lift the stencil to reveal your design. Now you can use stencils to create intricate patterns like floral motifs or geometric shapes or textures, effects on backgrounds or borders. Next, we have the block print stamp. Block print stamp allow you to transfer bold, textured pattern onto your canvas quickly. They work well for creating repetitive patterns or adding a touch of vintage or rustic appeal. Apply a thin layer of paint onto the block stamp with a roller or a brush or sponge. Now press the stamp firmly onto the canvas, ensuring even coverage. Now repeat the stamping process for a larger area to create patterns. You can use block print stamps to add textured floral or abstract design to your canvas or incorporate them into backgrounds for added depth and visual interest. So by combining palette knives, sponges, modeling paste, stencils and block print stamps, you have a powerful toolkit to create a wide variety of textures in your artwork. Experiment with these tools to discover endless possibilities for adding depth, interest, and complexity to your painting. If you want to get hold of these products, do visit our curated store online. The links are provided down below. Hi there, let's talk about something many beginners find tricky: adding texture to their paintings. Textures can make your artwork dynamic and engaging, but starting out can feel a bit overwhelming. Don't worry, you're not alone here. Some common challenges and practical solutions to help you feel more confident. I don't know where to start. Starting with the textures can feel intimidating because there are so many tools, materials, and techniques to choose from. Should you use a palette knife, a sponge, or maybe modeling paste? It's easy to feel lost when faced with so many options. So what's the solution? Start simple. Choose one or two tools like palette knife or a brush with stiff bristles and pair them with a beginner-friendly medium like modeling paste. Experiment with applying it in small areas on a canvas or thick paper before tackling a full painting. This lets you get a feel for how different tools create unique effects. What if I overdo it? It's a common fear, adding too much texture and turning your painting into a chaotic mess instead of a balanced masterpiece. Many beginners struggle to find the right balance between subtle and bold textures. What's the solution? Begin by adding textures in layers. Apply a small amount first. Let it dry and then assess if you need more. Working in stages allow you to maintain control and adjust as needed. Always step back and view your work from a distance to evaluate how the textures contribute to the overall composition. How do I make it look intentional? Another big question is how to make your textures look purposeful rather than random. Beginners often worry that their attempts at texture will look accidental or unplanned. So what's the solution? Before you start, plan where your textures will go by lightly sketching your composition or marking areas for texture. Use textures to emphasize focal points or enhance specific elements like rough bark on a tree or ripples on water. Consistency is the key. Repeat the similar textures across the painting to tie everything together. Adding textures doesn't have to be daunting. It's an exciting way to bring depth and interest to your artwork. So start with simple tools and techniques, layer with intention, and use textures to enhance your composition. Let's dive in and explore these texture techniques together. So we'll wind up by going through the key takeaways before we go into our learning exercise. So the key takeaways are: palette knives are perfect for creating bold, sculptured textures, allowing you to manipulate paint into dynamic shapes and designs. Sponges help create soft organic textures that are ideal for things like clouds, foliage, or dreamy backgrounds. Modeling paste adds thick sculptural depth and can be used to create dramatic 3D effects on the canvas. Stencils offers a way to add intricate patterns or consistent textures, giving your artwork precision and repeatable design elements. Block print stamps are great for adding consistent bold textures with ready-made patterns, making them perfect for quick and dynamic effects. Now let's move on to our exercise. Let's put our theory into practice. 1. Prepare. Gather all your tools: palette knives, sponges, modeling paste, stencil, and block print stamp. Choose a canvas or a paper to experiment on. 2. Experiment. Palette knife, use it to spread thick layers of paint or modeling paste on your canvas to create sculpture textures. Sponges, dab the sponge into paint and gently press it on your canvas to create soft organic textures. Try layering for depth. Modeling paste. Apply modeling paste with a palette knife, building up a thick textured surface. Let it dry and then paint over it for 3D effects. Stencils. Use a stencil to apply paint over it with a sponge or a brush to create detailed patterns on your canvas. Block print stamps. Press a stamp into paint and transfer it onto the canvas to add bold textured patterns. 3. Reflect. After experiment with each texture, step back and observe the different techniques affect the overall feel of your piece. Which texture excites you the most? How can you combine them in your future projects? So texture is an incredibly powerful tool in your artistic toolkit, allowing you to bring a whole new level of depth and interest to your paintings. The more you experiment with different techniques and tools, the more you'll find the perfect textures for your own unique style. Keep practicing and don't be afraid to explore new possibilities. Textures will become an essential part of your creative process. You have now mastered the art of creating texture and depth in your paintings. In the next lesson, Guided Practice Projects, we'll bring together everything you have learned so far in structured projects designed to help you apply these techniques with confidence. I can't wait to see the amazing work you'll create. See you in Lesson 6.